Welcome to the Ed Answer Key, the podcast where in the time it takes to complete hall duty and attendance, we embark on an educational adventure for both teachers and families. So whether you're a seasoned educator or a family navigating the school system, buckle up for the Ed Answer Key.
Well, what do you guys think about home environment? So the home environment involves various aspects of a child's surroundings at home, like books, how parents talk to them, support from caregivers, educational activities, behavior examples, love, safety. How's that playing into our classrooms?
I mean, I'm just going to say I see a noticeable difference between students who have parents that are actively involved and students that don't. And whether that is by choice or by work or, whatever the reason is. Yeah. But students who their parents, as soon as you meet them, you're like, oh, you are a tight family and you are actively involved. And I see more intrinsic motivation. I see more social kind of EQ. They just, yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I'm actually at the opposite end a lot of times in the meetings that I'm in. A lot of times the parents are so used to hearing about their student and whenever I say positive things, they're like, oh, I don't know that about him or her. And then when you describe, I'm like, well, describe how your home, how it works. And I'll ask the kid in front of their parents, which is always a good time. But like, I'll ask them both to respond, of the parent and the adult in their life. It's like, oh, we don't connect anymore. They're just on the game, or they're just at their friend's house, or they're not with me and they don't want to talk to me. Like when you have those parents who are just so scared and frustrated because they're like, I don't know them anymore. And I don't know what to do to fix that. And it's like, sometimes I feel like I'm even used as like a connection to them because I do talk to their child every day. So I'm like, how's that a thing? That's scary. Like you can't connect with your own children. But then you think about your everyday experiences and how much time do you need to reset? What does that look like for every family? And now how different it was from when we were kids and when we were now growing up or raising kids, or it's just so vastly different.
So parting words, we'll frame it like this. What advice would you give to your former self in your first year of teaching?
Wow.
I would tell myself to make sure you take attendance right away. You don't have to grade every single thing. And if there is something that's going on, communicate that with administration as soon as possible.
Yeah. It goes both ways.
Make sure that you're the first person that's letting them know that something's going on and not from it coming from either a student or a parent, because that puts you in a bad position.
Mm-hmm. I think I would say to myself to be reasonable, and also that it's okay to make mistakes, because I think when we're younger, it's a little bit harder. But now it's like I can apologize to a student and have no issue. Like, I think I can admit when I'm wrong and have no issue. And I don't even feel embarrassed about it. I'm like, oh, no, this is part of your life, too. Like, you should do this, too.
I would also tell myself, like, everyone doesn't have to like you.
Mm. In pretty much every aspect.
Yeah. Like, they don't have to like you. You don't have to like everyone else.
No, definitely.
I'd probably say loosen up. Didn't have to be so, like, uptight or every single rule that admin had. Eventually, you find out that not everybody follows it to a T. So
yeah, I was actually thinking a similar thing, just relaxing and finding time to have fun with your kids, because I can definitely get into task mode of like, well, we have to do this and then we have to do that and we have no time to, it's okay. Like sometimes you just scrap the entire lesson and you have some fun and you build relationships and that's okay.
Have fun, build relationships, and remember, if a child cannot learn the way you teach, then you have to teach the way that they learn.
But what if it's TikTok, though?
We already talked about getting rid of all that social media stuff.
Yeah, but,
I mean,
no.
Listen, you
hear
talk
that
about professional development, though. TikTok's,
but you hear that they're trying to get rid of it.
I had no idea we were going to journey down this route. But I think we're going to wrap it or cut it or snip it or whatever you need to do.
That's a wrap.
Let's neuter this sucker right now.
I knew you were going to say it.
Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Ed Answer Key. Your support means the world to us. Be sure to stay in the loop about upcoming topics by downloading our free podcast companion at www.edanswerkey.com. So until next time, class dismissed.